Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you doing, folks? Welcome to the Dumpster Fire. I'm a lard ass. This guy spent $40 million on a quarterback that is mid at best.
I don't hate the deal. Everyone online has been talking overpay.
Because $40 million, Daniel Jones is not worth $40 million, not for 1 year.
It's okay. Look, let's get into the particulars. 4 years, what's 4 times 40? 160 million.
Mm-hmm.
Only the first 2 years are guaranteed. So only 81 million is guaranteed in the deal. Like, I do not hate this deal. You got what was the option? What was the alternative to Daniel Jones for the next 2 years at least? I just want
you could have gone crazy and drafted Anthony Richardson if he's even there. Lamar Jackson, he could have been there. I mean, I thought like you would have gone for somebody like even Derek Carr. Could have worked out.
Okay, so
but I mean, he's gone. So.
Right. So Derek Carr gets a 4-year 37 AAV. I think 90 of it is guaranteed. Remember, Derek Carr is 31 years old. Daniel Jones is 25, 26.
And Derek Carr is better experience, and he is a Pro Bowler,
right?
If you want to be technical.
Carr is past his peak years as a
Not really. Right? I mean, Derek Carr had a solid year. He got thrown under the bus for a really bad defense. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's not somebody who's going to elevate a team. He's like technically in that same tier as a Daniel Jones.
But wouldn't you say your peak quarterback years are probably age 27 to around 31, 32?
I don't know about that, man. Some of the NFL peaks are like mid-30s. Tom Brady, it's 40.
Yeah, well, you can't use Tom Brady as a gauge for that.
Dude, everyone uses Josh Allen as a gauge on how to develop a quarterback now.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't hate the deal. I thought that, what really kind of threw me off was for the fleeting seconds of the possibility that the Giants would have paid Lamar Jackson and just traded or just, this is also a possibility. They could sign and trade Jackson and trade Jones for him. Like there's ways.
It's possible. You could like do that, maybe trade in a first-round pick to go with Daniel Jones.
Yeah. But I don't know though, right? With the non-exclusive tender, does it have to be 2 first-round picks?
It does in, I believe, terms of contracts. So it would be 2 first-round picks for guy like Lamar Jackson.
If you're the team though that has the asset, you cannot levy your own deal to trade him. It has to be 2 first-round picks or match an offer sheet. Like it has to be.
Believe.
Or I guess what they could do is the other team can sign them to that offer, and then they could trade that. They would match and then trade for whatever that team wanted.
Maybe it's like an NBA sign and trade sort of situation where they'll sign Baltimore and then trade the deal.
Right. And then, yeah, I don't know how it actually works. I should, because I'm a football YouTuber.
I think the problem is like this is new territory. Nobody's really gone in the non-exclusive tag. It's mostly been franchise tag.
Yeah. I've never heard of this shit before. This must be the new what was in the CBA or something. I think the franchise tag should be fucking gotten rid of altogether.
But the problem is, once again, blame the NFLPA for being spineless in 2020.
Right.
That was the time you needed to take out the franchise tag, but you didn't.
It's such bullshit. Imagine that a company can be like, yes, we know that you could go anywhere else and make a lot more money, but you can't.
But they're paying you a lot of money for that 1 year, though.
For that 1 year, football is so impermanent. You could get your leg. Look, you see commercials with Alex Smith and the UFOs. Have you seen those commercials?
But Alex Smith got $70 million guaranteed.
Hold on. I'm going to find that.
Once again, I'm probably biased because Le'Veon Bell was, petulant.
Yeah, and he lost out.
And he lost millions.
Yeah.
And the Steelers did offer him a contract. So,
read that super chat while I call up this fucking horrific picture of Alex Smith's fucking leg.
Justin Ziegler, yes, sir. Do that. Carr contract cap hit is $8 million this year. So after this year, it becomes $50 million a year after this year. Right move for the Saints or mid. Personally, if I'm gonna do a hot take here, quarterback wasn't the Saints' issue. The issue is that they have an aging, injury-prone team. and I think because of this, you might have to cut Michael Thomas.
Oh,
And
Thomas
Columbus
is
just
gone.
scored again.
What?
Yeah, Thomas is like a $55 million cap hit.
Oh, are the BJs playing the Penguins?
Yeah, I mean the Penguins look like shit. And we can go into the NHL trades later, but
Hold
yeah,
on.
this is why the Pens are getting blown out in the first round if they make it there. It's bad.
Look at this dude's leg. That looks like a freaking piece of fried chicken that has been left out in the sun for a couple days. That is disgusting.
Well, he had multiple surgeries. Remember, he nearly died because of infection.
Yeah, but like they ain't even try to heal that shit correctly. They're just like, hey, this is the best we can do. We'll fucking put some duct tape and some super glue on there, and here's your fucking leg back, Alex. Like, and he played a year. His last year, he played on that fucking horrific fucking stem of a leg.
But he healed, like technically, he wanted to play. So that was.
Well, let me take one more look at this train wreck. Like that shit is like. Remember the injury though?
Yeah, that was a brutal injury. It's like the grass did not give.
Oh, dude, that was
same yard line, same injuries. Joe Theismann on the same day.
On the same, no, not the same field though, just the same team.
Same day. Well, against the same. Well, not the same team. It was like a
Theismann.
He played the Giants and he played the Texans.
Yeah, that was the worst injury I've ever seen. All right, which was the last super that you read?
Justin Ziegler on Derek Carr.
Oh, you didn't get. All right, just keep reading then.
Well, yep, Jacob Tobin. What happens to Kirk Cousins at this point? As a Vikes fan, I was fine with the one-year deal, but it does sound like Minnesota doesn't want a one-year deal. Problem with it is like you can do a lot worse than Kirk Cousins. That's the problem the Vikings have, because you can kind of tell like Kirk Cousins isn't the problem, but he's not going to lead you to greatness unless he has a great team around him.
They were talked about as a Super Bowl contender, like
when they signed him.
Yeah, well, that too, and I mean, he's got what, one playoff win so far
against the Saints,
against a suspect NFC South team.
I mean, they didn't make the playoffs in 3 of those years.
Yeah, no, the Minneapolis Miracle.
That was a Miracle. That was before Cousins. That was
that's right.
Keenum.
But yeah, like, and then they go out and lose to the Giants this year. Like, I don't know.
Well, you have to look at like the Vikings, how they played this year. They were a very suspect team to begin with. They were winning games that they lost last year. They had a negative point differential. They were dancing through a lot of raindrops. So I think a lot of people had the Giants winning that game, and they got crashed. And I'm going to be quite frank. I think Daniel Jones should be giving some royalties to Ed Donatel for helping him get that contract, if we're being completely honest.
I mean,
Daniel Jones hadn't really had a big game besides against the Vikings. If we're being completely honest,
who Jones should slide some money to is Brian Daboll. Like,
yes,
he owes
that too.
Daboll that contract, most of that contract, because
And the thing is, like, Jones didn't even do that well. He was more of a passenger to Saquon, for being completely honest.
Yeah, I think Jacob. By the way, to answer, I think the Vikes signed him to like a 3-year deal. Like the NFL seems to be handing out money to QBs right now.
Yeah, it's QB league, and also I feel like they don't want to let him go. I think like Baltimore, they would love to have Lamar Jackson back. They just don't want him at what he wants. If they dropped it to like 150 to 180 million guaranteed, Baltimore signs that in a heartbeat. 250, yeah, that's going to be enough.
Here's the thing is, I mean, Baltimore clearly hasn't signed him to a deal. I guess they get a right to match, but basically Baltimore, what they did, it was kind of brilliant, is they said, okay, Lamar, if you think another team is going to give you 250 million guaranteed, why don't we find out? And that's why they put the non-exclusive on him. And then they're like, all right, well, if somebody else leverages against us, we'll just match it and we'll keep you here. But it's kind of a brilliant thing for Baltimore to do that, because no matter what, unless some idiot team goes out and
gives them 275 million guaranteed or something like that, like they pull Jimmy Haslam.
Right. And then you say to him, bye, see ya. Like, we weren't going to pay that anyway. So I think someone probably comes in at maybe 200, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
And maybe Baltimore's fine with that. Like it's a real possibility. What's up, Darian? I see
You
you.
got to think, because what would be your backup option if you don't have Lamar Jackson? Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley?
Just random people in the background of my stream, just walking by.
Hey, it's an open convent, man. You're holding a youth hostel now.
I got
or
both
maybe
the
those
kids
are your ladies of the night.
Nah, they're dudes. I got both the kids here. They're just
Help
Yeah,
us.
your kids.
Call.
Kids.
Yeah.
Call somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody.
How am I the father of these two kids? They look nothing like me.
Because you didn't wrap it up and you didn't withdraw in time. That's what happened.
That's what happened. Scam Bader X says, "What's Tree's
Are
dog?"
you calling us accidents?
He says, "What's Tree's dog reaction to the Jones re-signing? If you know, you know." Lol. How did your dogs react?
Well, actually,
Your
that wasn't
dog.
my dog. That was my
Your
mom's
late
dog,
dog.
and she died a year and a half ago. He would have been yelping.
Yeah.
So he had kidney failure.
Oh,
So.
poor buddy.
He was 16, so he lived a long life. But remember, we did like a whole thing about this.
5 points, kids.
Yep. And Stormy O'Brown. I miss him. He was a good pup.
The Lim Report says, would the NFL have a magic round like rugby where all the teams play games in one stadium city on one weekend? I did a bit about this on my channel. That would be insane, but
It'd be impossible because of
Yeah.
the field conditions.
NFL, field conditions and the NFL, like that's it. You get one a week. That's it.
Yeah.
One game.
You have to remember, remember that Steelers Dolphins, like that Monsoon Bowl. You have to remember they played something like 7 or 8 games before that Monday Night Football game. You had 4 high school football championships on
Yeah.
Friday, Pitt football Saturday, and then Sunday you try to resaw the field, the rain, everything got trapped, and that's why you had those terrible conditions, because you played too much football.
Yeah. Too much sod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know a lot about too much sod, don't you?
You know about sod.
Uh-huh, you
Sodom
know
me.
all about the sod.
You're not a Sodom maybe, you're a Sodomite. Sir Random Guy, March 8th, 2022. Russell Wilson gets trade. Think impending doom on Seattle, March 6th, 2023. Geno Smith re-signed. Yeah, good deal for Geno.
Yeah, Geno actually got a smart deal. I mean, to be fair, it is a 1-year deal, but I mean, that man's got himself set for life. $35 million for 3 years.
Dude. Okay.
For a guy we thought was a scrub in 2017.
Hold on. You fucking are bitching at the Daniel Jones at 40 million, and you're saying that the Geno Smith deal is good at 35?
It's a good deal because look at his completion percentage. Look at how he meshed in that Seattle offense. Look at how he was able to develop and jump. Like, he was able to prove himself. He was the catalyst of that offense.
I mean,
the Giants, Daniel Jones was not the catalyst. It was Saquon.
The only negative for Daniel Jones was that he didn't throw for a bunch of touchdowns because he was handing the ball off to Saquon and rushing for his own touchdowns. Okay, Daniel Jones,
And he was allowed to get that space because they were zoning in on Saquon.
but his completion percentage was 68%. He had a ridiculously high. He cut down the turnovers. He cut down the interceptions. He ran his ass off. He ran for over 800 yards, and then he threw for 15 touchdowns and only like 5 or 6 picks. Like, I don't know why you're hating this deal so much.
I hate the deal because, once again, you're basing it on the idea that he's going to develop once he has real receivers. That's what it's based on.
You
It's
don't
on
have any
speculation.
data to oppose that, though. He's had terrible receiver. He has never had a good receiver. Who has been his best receiver? Sterling Shepard? Darius fucking Slayton?
Did he have OBJ?
No, OBJ was traded in 2019, right?
Golden Tate. Golden Tate was probably
Golden
the best.
Tate?
And even then, Golden Tate was like,
No, Jones never had OBJ. So I don't. It's just he's never had a top flight. Kenny Golladay, they cut him.
Kenny Golladay was supposed to be the guy, and he just.
All right, we got a Jeebus bomb.
Yeah, well, let me get down. Jeebus here. Hallelujah. Praise to Jeebus. Sorry, Scooter, if you're watching.
Yeah. Scooter can't be offended. He's not Jesus.
Well, Scooter just gets offended at everything I do. By the way,
if Scooter ever quits,
it's sponsored by Burger King.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Scooter's parents because they probably hate my guts.
If Scooter ever quits, it will be because of you, Tree. Like,
Oh,
it'll just be like,
hey, Scooter knew what he was signing up for.
All right. In honor of another 50 bomb, here's some bench
warmer, bro.
Yes, the
Get the bench
blend is greater than
No, armchair quarterback blends the best.
armchair, whatever.
More flavorful
Only
coffee. That's the key with
Only
dark
bitches
brew.
drink the armchair.
Oh, shut
Justin
up.
Ziegler. Oh, why'd you take it off?
Oh,
I
sorry.
ain't
My
even
bad,
ready
my bad.
yet.
I'm sorry.
With the Packers not stopping Rodgers talking with the Jets, do you believe he should go? Personally, yes. With Rodgers on the roster, Packers can't build a contender after so many years going all in and all his off-field noise. Jets, best of luck. See, are the Jets and Aaron Rodgers away from the playoffs?
If they stay healthy, maybe if you're getting prime Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers last year was not good.
Why is it that the Jets are the team that are talking to them? Don't they have Zach Wilson?
Well, Zach Wilson sucks. They also got Nathaniel Hackett for that reason. They're doing what Denver couldn't. They're wooing him to New York. They're wooing him to northern New Jersey, where he's going to send dick pics and Crocs and talk about ayahuasca and all that wonderful jazz.
You're thinking
They do have weapons, but once again, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy.
Dude, Garrett Wilson.
Unless he magically becomes Tom Brady, but he was overthrowing a ton of receivers last year. He was acting like a total diva. He had been holding Green Bay hostage for the past several seasons.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. When it came to when he needed to perform against San Francisco in the playoffs, flopped. Against Detroit in a must-win game that would have brought them to the playoffs, flopped. That's the problem.
Honestly, I think.
I mean, even the QBR can tell you that story. You don't even have to look at the tape.
Honestly, I think the Packers, the reason why they're letting him talk was, number one, he didn't win the MVP last year. Number two, I think they're ready for Jordan Love.
I think Aaron Rodgers was one of the big reasons why they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they're ready for Jordan Love.
It's time. I mean, they need to figure out what they have in Jordan Love. You've invested a first-round pick in this guy. You have to figure out if you want to put in that fifth-year option. And if you don't, you're screwed. You wasted a first-round pick. Yeah. When we all were sitting there like, wait, what are you doing? So you have to figure out what you have. Even if it's nothing special, you at least have to try.
Oh, I see Darian's talking about that that lady that watched NASCAR races with the dead body.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
Story?
Sometimes it's their way of coping, you know?
Yeah. What? Coping? Illegal disposal of a body is coping? What the fuck?
No, I mean, like, if they're dead and, like, you know.
I'm just saying.
It was like his friend, and they love NASCAR. So it's like her way of, like, coping with it, you know? They watch with the body. They'll pretend it's there. It's probably a psychological phenomenon. That's my guess.
I'm calling the police, okay? Like, I'm not watching races.
People are weird, man. People are weird.
What's wrong with you, Tree?
Maybe he had maybe he brought in a taxidermist.
I don't think I'm ever coming to visit you. Holy shit. What the fuck? You're like, oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah, totally. I'm going to keep your dead body and make you watch Giants games with me. Totally. No, actually, what's going to happen is when I go to New York, you're going to stuff me, drag me to Virginia, and make me watch Steelers games.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, Steelers got Super Bowl, and then my arm just rips off.
I'm going to weekend at Bernie's you.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're going to do. I know. That's what exactly you're going to do.
Oh, you know what? We need to upload that clip of you fucking the Whopper. Go upload that shit. Upload the sniped version of it. Hold on.
That's how you create the Whopper Jr. While you're doing that.
Hold on. Read some super.
Yeah. El Grug, is Tree using the right mic? Sounds different. I think I'm not.
No, you're using the same mic as always.
I thought I changed. Yeah, well, I think it may have changed earlier. Yeah, I'm using the same mic.
GIF address. Hold on.
Huh. Damn. It was. I thought it was. That one guy for 5, by the way. You don't need a great QB to win the NFC South. I hope that Lamar gets paid. I think the Ravens are trying to delay so they can fully work it out. Either that or they're trying to, play hardball. Because they say collusion. I don't think it's really collusion per se. I think they're taking risk assessment and they're thinking, okay, either we don't have the cap space for a Lamar or we're not ready for a Lamar. Could be like that.
Here's Lamar's agent if he signs a max deal.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's Lamar. He's going to town on a lot of different things for $250 million guaranteed. Oh, yeah.
Dude, we've been demonetized.
Oh, we've been hardcore demonetized.
We've been hardcore demonetized.
Emotional, damn it.
All right,
But
where
emotional
are
damage, dude,
you?
is nothing but emotional damage. It's let's go UW. How are teams who wanted Watson and still need a QB saying they don't need a Lamar? Collusion.
It is weird.
Atlanta is the only one that seems odd because they were the ones that were after Lamar and they're not or after Deshaun and not Lamar. Even though the only thing I can think is like they feel like they're not ready for Lamar or they think he's not going to age well. Carolina, you can make the argument they're not ready for a Lamar. You can make sense. New Orleans, they're out.
Carolina's been burnt so many times, and Lamar's not going to fix anything.
Lamar's not the solution. Atlanta, you can argue Lamar's not the solution there.
I mean, you would think the Jets maybe, but like, there's these other teams that don't want to. Like, who?
Why would the Dolphins say no to Lamar? Because they already have Tua, and they're already strapped to the cap. They can't get Lamar.
Good? You know who would be good? The Texans.
Yeah, but they don't need a Lamar. They're too far.
Right, but they have a fuck ton of picks, right? Because they traded Watson, right?
They have off-season transactions.
Right. They in 2 years, that would be a brilliant deal. Now, next year, like obviously Lamar wants to win right away. But shit, you if the Texans add Lamar, they go 8-8 or something, and then he could be the Deshaun Watson that they thought they drafted. Anyway,
that's a decent argument. I mean, with D'Amico Ryans, maybe he can unlock something out of him.
Yeah. Christopher Brickner, clickbait.
Says it sounds like I'm underwater. Could be the.
Oh, you sound fine to me, motherfucker.
Huh.
All right. The boys tapped out. They're just like, all right, fuck y'all. Well, thanks for interacting.
Well, see you, kids.
Yep. All right. Anyways. What was I? Oh, clickbait topic suggestions. Every NFL team's best head coach of the Super Bowl era. Every NFL team's worst head coach of the Super Bowl era. Worst head coaches to win the Super Bowl. I've made videos on. Oh yeah, I've made videos on a lot of those.
All right. Hey, the Penguins actually scored a goal. Holy crap! Yeah.
Kubiak was pretty sus.
Kubiak was all right. He was a good offensive coordinator. The problem was he retired immediately after due to heart.
Yeah, because he had heart problems. Yeah.
Martz. Wait, Martz, I don't think he won. That was
Mike Martz never won a Super Bowl.
He was all coordinator. He wanted to know coordinator.
Yeah. Worst head coaches to win a Super Bowl.
Doug Peterson.
Doug Pedophile. I mean,
no, come on. He's not Doug Pedo.
He spells his name with a P-E-D. Pedersen. Pederast.
No, he's not EDP. Come on.
Mike McCarthy definitely tops that list of shitty. Oh, Barry Switzer. Yeah, all he had to do was do nothing.
Jerry Jones is buddy boy.
Yeah, Billick was kind of not.
Billick was all right. He was a decent.
But that was Marvin Lewis's team, though. Ditka actually was not a great coach.
Ditka was overrated.
He let Buddy Ryan.
That'd be an interesting like video like for his tenure in New Orleans. Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought you were leaving, kid.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
All right. Snuggles. Hey guys, I've been getting into NHL and choose to support the LA Kings over the Sharks since I live in Cali. Thoughts on my decision? You didn't want to choose the Ducks, dude? Also, why?
Dude, the Ducks are terrible.
Yeah, I know. Why do the Kings have South Park's Eric Cartman on the Jumbotron?
I think it's like a sponsor thing. I think they're it's like Jumbotron motivating thing. Like they probably pay him X amount. And you picked wisely. The Sharks are nothing but pain. The Kings have a past dynasty and they're doing okay. They're probably going to the playoffs this year. So it works out.
Why didn't they? So they traded Jonathan Quick. They didn't get rid of Doughty, and they didn't get rid of Kopitar.
They're playoff contenders because Doughty and Kopitar are still performing pieces. Jonathan Quick, if you look at the analytics, he's one of the worst goalies in the league. He's been bad.
He's been bad.
And the only reason why they couldn't get rid of Cal Peterson, and that's the contract they want to get rid of, because he has 2 more years of term. Jonathan Quick, I believe, is in his final year of his contract. That's why they were able to. So they brought in Korpisalo. They brought in Vladislav Gavrikov, mainly because they needed that bolster of defense and goaltending. They can't rely on Phoenix Copley to play every single game because he's a minor league journeyman. He was already showing cracks. So that's why Quick got traded. And now he's in Vegas, and he's pretty much just like an extra piece because Vegas is dealing with a bunch of injuries on the goalie front. They're without Logan Thompson. He might be out for the rest of the year. And Laurent Brossoit, he's out for week to week. So it's Aiden Hill and Jonathan Quick right now.
Okay. Game show gumbo. If Gonzaga chokes again during the NCAA tournament, would they finally solidify their status as being college basketball's biggest legacy of failure? Well, how can you say that they failed when they?
The problem with Gonzaga is everyone hypes them as the tournament champion every year, and they just shit the bed. That's Gonzaga. That's always been Gonzaga. That's been Gonzaga since I was a kid.
Here's the thing. Do you know how hard it is to win an NCAA tournament?
Oh,
I
Pitt
get
never
that,
made the Final Four.
Yeah. I get that some teams will go back to back, because they have incredibly, like Florida, I think was the last team to go back to back. Or
Because they're loaded rosters.
Your phone? What? I have no idea where your backpack is.
Oh, it's in the corner.
Oh, here, hold on. I don't know where the key. Sorry, I'm getting.
Well, tell you what. While you're doing that,
You're in
we'll
some
go
supers.
back into
All right, I'll do the
underwater
supers.
super chats. Pirate fan blues. My fellow from work said the Steelers are rumored to be interested in Mike Evans. Now I'm paranoid because they would sign him. Someday we'll address the offensive line. Why would they need Mike Evans? Mike Evans is, you already have Calvin Austin. You still have to come in from the IR list. You have George Pickens. You have Deontay Johnson. You don't need Mike Evans. So that's the problem. You have more pressing needs than another wide receiver. I love Mike Evans, but it's just I don't think Mike Evans is the real playing card here.
This is what I love about the NFL offseason. There are going to be a lot of people changing addresses.
Oh, yeah. I think last year was just the beginning. There's going to be a lot of big moves and shakes going on around the league.
Michael Thomas, for sure. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah. Michael Thomas is like a $55 million cap hit.
DeAndre Hopkins is going to be moved.
D-Hop is gone. Rumored second-round pick for him.
Yep.
I would probably say, Devontae Adams might leave if they don't get a quarterback.
Yeah, you saw it last year. A.J. Brown. Finn. Now the dog's getting in.
Oh.
Hey, can you get Finn out of there? He's
The room?
he's in Kay's room. Anyways, I don't want him eating any of this stuff. The fucking show interruptions and shit.
Right.
I feel like the kids are in middle school again, and Jonathan.
Honestly, the kids are better content than what you were doing right now, so you're good.
Do y'all remember that time when I left one of them at school and didn't even?
Oh, that was fun. That was super fun.
It's every comedy where they're sitting out in the rain just waiting
That
and
janitor
like
I
the
had to talk to for
fucking
like 5 hours was pretty cool.
No, I didn't leave you there for 5 hours.
No,
I was like 30 minutes late.
Dude, I don't know. The janitor was cool either way.
Oh.
You let me in.
Yeah, I had that happen once. My mom went to the wrong school.
Listen, I realized that you were there and I came and got you. One time, Grandma and Grandpa left me at a school and it got dark and I was the only one there. And I was like crying underneath the basketball hoop, waiting for someone to come pick me up. And they never came. It was my aunt that came and got me. I was like, fuck, I'll never do that to my kids.
That's how they always say.
Uh-huh.
All right. You showed up 30 minutes late 4 days in a row and you had to pick me up for like a week.
I don't know. That wasn't me. Stop trying to get child services called.
There's a dude who looks a lot like you. Who's really late all the time.
All right. The Squid. Stop bringing up my bad parenting, okay? The Squid. Ron Hextall is why you don't hire GMs who draft Nolan Patrick over Cale Makar. Yeah.
That's not really the thing to do because Nolan Patrick was looked at as a legit number one at the time. What you have to worry about are picks like Morgan Frost, German Rupsov, Zach O'Neal, I think it was. Like there were like some Zach O'Brien, I think it was. And there's some like really, really bad picks he made.
Yeah, Nolan Patrick was not a bad.
Yeah, Nolan Patrick just got wrecked by concussions. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like it robbed him of his potential because like he was like in his first year, like I think he had like 30 points in 70 games, which isn't bad for a rookie. And then the problem is I think he had a concussion the next year. He was still like at 30 for 70. Then he got traded to Vegas and then he just concussions and I think his career's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He would pull out some incredibly athletic plays and you'd be like, wow, this guy's legit. And then, you know, he got banged up. Arrow Flambe, I seek reparations for the Hellscape tree unleashed, ending his stream while I was checking out. So I heard double, triple whopper on loop for 5 minutes. Yeah, that was horrific. That was
no, that was for the trade deadline stream. Nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the
wasn't
problem.
there.
Like I was disappointed in that stream, not because just because nothing happened.
Yeah,
I mean, we
it
were
was
talking
pretty-
food for like 15 to 20 minutes by the end.
I mean, I'll talk food.
That was the best part of the stream.
What is this next one?
Lord Lowe.
Yes.
3 to the
read.
Bruins shatter the record for victories in an NHL season. Also, will the Pens make the playoffs? They have a plan. You just got to have faith.
How many points do they need for?
I think
to-
it's,
for the
I
record?
know the record for wins is 62. I want to say it's 127.
What are they on pace for?
I
They're
think like
good.
128, 120. Oh, they're on like
They
a 10-game
whipped
winning
the
streak.
shit out of us, dude.
Dude.
The Rangers were never close. Like, yeah, it was like 2-1, I guess, maybe in the third. And then they just took over. Like, Boston is scary good. And it's not like they have crazy pieces. Like, it's still the same core. It's Marchand, it's Bergeron,
Yeah.
it's Krejci. But they're just playing so well together.
And they have
Like,
depth. They have
Yeah, and then they just added Orlov. Like, they're gonna be trouble.
Orlov, Bertuzzi. They
yeah,
have
yeah, Tyler
Hathaway.
Bertuzzi.
They just extended Pasternak.
Yeah, Pasternak. I forgot
Like
about
this is the
Pasternak.
year.
Who's
they have
the
Taylor
goalie
Hall,
though?
Linus
Yeah, they do.
Ullmark. Ullmark
Yeah.
is a beast. They also have Swayman, who's pretty solid in his own right.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough, dude.
Like
Gonna
they
be
could
tough.
probably make a good run to the cup.
Yeah, people are talking
Which
about
is
the
a shame.
Rangers. Yeah, the
Like-
Rangers have 3 lines, but dude, they got 4.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're
mean
gonna be
Toronto.
good.
Like, I mean, if you're Toronto or Tampa, like, how do you get past that?
Better pray. But you never know. It's the NHL. Shit be happening.
Exactly.
Remember the year the
Exactly.
Islanders got past? Who'd they get past?
Philly,
The
I think,
Leafs.
right?
The Leafs. I thought they got
No,
past.
no, they got past
Philly.
the Pens. They got past
Yeah.
the Pens
Yeah, the Isles.
in '93.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
because
no,
the
I'm
Pens
talking about
choked.
recently.
Oh,
Recently.
yeah, that was Philly, and I
With
believe
Barry
they got
Trotz.
past Boston.
Yeah. Ziggler, we read. Alan Nadeau. What's up, Alan? If Dallas
What's up?
lets Zeke go, Scooter. Oh, it disappeared. Scooter
Yeah, I got
has to sing Rock in a Hard Place by Bailey Zimmerman on Clickbait Sports. Some of the lyrics fit the vibes. We've never heard Scooter sing. We've got to make him sing.
He seems like he's got a solid set of pipes, at least to me.
Yes. But you never know. You're assuming. You're
Maybe.
assuming that because Scooter could potentially be a good singer. I would
I don't know.
also venture to guess, based on his skill as an athlete, that he's probably a decent dancer.
Yeah.
Not like you.
Oh God, no.
Like, I mean, you're not you're quite the dancer. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the only thing I'm dancing to is the buffet line. You know that, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sean Litzau can't
There's no
decide who I
difference.
want to get a Super Bowl more. Jordan Love despite A-Rod, Kenny Pickett because Steelers, or Daniel Jones for Scooter's rage. A Super Bowl. I think you mean Super Bowl. I gotta
a
say
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Probably. Ooh.
I think if the Giants won a Super Bowl while we do clickbait, like the gloating that I would unleash on Scooter. Actually, if any one of our teams won a Super Bowl while Scooter was a host, the gloating would be.
I would probably
Yeah,
be
pretty
like,
high.
oh yeah, we won the Super Bowl. Whatever, just put it to the side. Yeah, pick that up. Okay. I'd probably be more stunned. I'd be like, how the hell did this team win the Super Bowl? Okay.
AAA says Tree went full DSP gaming on that burger. What is that?
I don't
a
know. I
reference
don't think
to?
he used a burger, man. He just was on a stream doing this.
Oh, is that the guy that they beat off?
It was the
before
guy
the
who rubbed
stream?
his penis on stream. He was jacking
Yeah.
off. He was doing.
Yeah, he was live, but he didn't
Yeah.
know. And he just
He was
rubbed
doing
out
that.
of that.
Oh, the cameras like he had this all this disheveled hair.
That's right.
He was
He
looking
completed.
so like it was
Right.
like he was so infuriated, and then he went back like this, like
Oh.
He
See,
did
you
that.
watched it. I just know of the story. You like replayed that shit, didn't
oh
you?
yeah. I mean,
You're
like,
like, oh, yeah.
it was
This is
big shit like 6-7 years ago.
You were like, "This is my future." Oh,
Oh, dude, don't worry. I mean, you think that's just my future? No, man. My
Tree,
future's
you're
gonna
gonna
be
be-
more than Burger King.
yeah.
He's gonna go to
You're gonna be
McDonald's
that
and
guy that
Wendy's
they're like,
nuts.
sports YouTuber urinating tree caught fucking a llama, and I'd be like, "Yep,
Well, okay. So
That was
what
my
would be worse? Would
co-host.
it be the llama or would it be like EDP? That's the question. I'm not the dude who's gonna chase kids.
no." Well, I don't worry about that with you.
Yeah.
My thing is like I just don't want to know what your internet history is. I just have no desire. I'm sure it's big butts of some kind. Like I'm sure you like the big butt girls. I'm willing to bet. Just based on what I know of you.
And nothing wrong with a good donk.
You're like, yeah. What is that? What do they call it? A wagon? Mhm. Okay.
A
The
donk.
logical
A
Canadian
donk.
seeing Tree go to town on that McDonald's burger. It's Burger King. Somehow brought back a memory of Kermit the Frog doing the same thing to a McChicken.
Kermit Frog did that to him. A chicken?
Kermit
You
should
think it would be
canceled.
pork to simulate Miss Piggy?
Mhm. Christopher Brickner, don't laughed or lot, but the Saints' new DC is Joe Woods.
Woof.
They just got Derek Carr. And
Pe-
how many wins do you think Derek Carr adds to a shit? Do you think Derek Carr is number one the best QB in the NFC South, and number two?
I mean,
makes
he is the
them-
best QB in the NFC South because what else is there?
right, and then makes them the automatic early contender to win.
But the problem
NFC
is the
South.
Saints aren't going to do anything because they're aging and injury prone, and they still think they're at their peak, but they're not. Sorry, I'm
Wow.
kind of watching the game in the background too. So it's-
Okay, fuck you. We're doing
Whatever.
a show, dude.
Well, I'm watching in the background, dude. The Penguins are still losing 4-1
Oh my god, why are you even watching?
because I am
Yeah.
a glutton for punishment, dude.
He called it the McFucking.
The
Is that like a turducken that you stick your dick in? The
Guess what? You
McFucking-
McFucked the ball.
You McFuck the ball. Justin Ziegler. Given how Richardson and Levis need time to develop to succeed and Lions' position in draft and cap space, should they draft a QB, trade down for a PB? How old is Jared Goff? He's like 28, right?
Yeah,
He-
I mean,
You got a lot of years with Jared Goff.
honestly,
enjoy
I'd
it.
probably go position player to be completely honest
Right.
with you. Jared Goff looked pretty solid last year.
Enjoy it. You have a former number one overall. He's 28. I was exactly right. You have a former number one overall who just led your team to 9 wins. Remember, you're the fucking Lions, okay? You fucking suck for years.
And the problem is, like, their 1-6 record was not because of Goff. It's because of their defense.
Yeah. They started 1-6. They finished really strong. I think Goff, I mean, he's already been to a Super Bowl once. Enjoy it. Don't try to fucking replace him now. Like, see what he gives you the next 2-3 years. See what he gives you. Like, you don't need a Will Levis or AR. AR climbing up the draft boards is the biggest fucking load of shit I've ever seen. Like,
And there's
why?
always that kind of jump from a random dude. They're falling in love with his athleticism, but he has like a near 50% completion rate. He got a 7-5 Florida team. And the problem is, like, oh, cool, he has a 40-inch high jump. What does a quarterback need a high jump for? How does he read the pocket? How does he process everything? Big arms are great, but the problem is, can you develop it? Everyone thinks that everyone can turn everyone into the next Josh Allen, which is why he and Will Levis are up on the boards. But you know who else they tried that with? Zach Wilson. Remember how great his pro day was?
Dwayne Haskins, the late Dwayne Haskins was
I was
like
never
that.
a big Haskins guy. I mean,
Um,
the last guy I could remember who jumped inexplicably from like late first to early first, near number one, was Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, that was also a bad get. And Daniel Jones jumped really high.
Well, Jones was never
Um,
looked at as a top five.
no,
or top
no.
10.
But yeah, the other thing is like, I mean, yeah, AR is getting hyped up. Did they just forget because there weren't any athletic quarterbacks in the last draft that guys are projects?
That's
And-
not even that. Like Malik Willis, he was an athletic quarterback. Anthony Richardson, the tape I'm seeing, he's giving me a lot of Malik Willis vibes. Very raw, needs a lot of time, very boom bust. And now they're looking at him as the number one. I mean, why
don't
are we
think
suddenly
so.
abandoning Malik Willis?
I mean, again, if AR goes out and develops like Josh Allen did, great, good for him.
Yeah,
Like,
but the problem is, like, once again, it's just like it's a weird phenomenon because what does that mean about like college statistics? If like, okay, like whatever you do, it's like you're going to get overlooked because you don't have the raw athleticism. Or
No, the
any
draft is
raw
still a
attributes.
crapshoot. There's no science.
I think
mean,
they just like I think they overthink everything. I think they look at a guy, they look at his raw attributes, you dream about what he could be, but you don't actually try to get into that game footage and see how he develops.
Right. Like, well, look at Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has a incredibly high football
Cannon
IQ.
arm. Cannon
Right,
arm.
cannon arm and a great work ethic. Like Jameis has like all the intangibles you'd want out of quarterback, and he's getting replaced for Derek Carr.
I mean, the problem is he can't stop throwing interceptions. Like if he did not throw interceptions, he would be one of the best quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I mean he's got everything, and that could be Anthony Richardson. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if I'm a QB needy team, I would rather they take, maybe Stroud, maybe even Bryce Young, something that I think is going to have a higher chance of success. But again, it could be wrong. I probably, if we would have done this show in 2017 when Josh Allen was drafted, we probably would have shit all over Josh Allen.
Oh, dude, we probably would have been laughing at Mitch Trubisky. That's the one I was laughing at the time.
Let's go back though. Rewind the tape. The first draft that we ever did was
2018.
the Baker Mayfield draft, and we both laughed our fucking asses off, and we were both right.
I mean, in a roundabout way, we were right. There were times where it looked like we were kind of wrong, especially 2020, and then 2021 happened. And I mean, if you're looking at like where he is now, he's a bust because you had to replace him within 5 years. He looked bad year 5. I mean, most of that was being screwed by Cleveland. It was both the best and worst place he could have gone.
That's why I would say like Jared Goff is not a bust at all.
I mean, out of that class,
yeah.
Baker's a bust. Darnold's a bust. Josh Rosen's a bust.
Oh yeah.
And I thought Josh Rosen was the most NFL ready QB.
That's probably one of the worst. Read a super chat. Hold on. I got to look at this draft again. That was
I mean,
there
was some
one of the worst
quarterbacks.
drafts ever. Yeah, for QB.
I mean, they did have Lamar and Josh Allen out of that draft, so I mean, they had some good
that's
picks out
right.
there.
Lamar went late first round, like 28th pick.
Baltimore traded up.
32. Yeah. Okay, so there's Lamar. But
there
look
was
at
that
the
question because like they dismissed him because it's like, oh, RG3, and that was the comparison.
Darnold, Mayfield, Rosen. So you nailed that one. And then Lamar was the last one after. Okay, so yeah. But look at these players that were taken before Lamar Jackson. Fuck it. I'm not gonna look at them. Just read.
I'll do a revisit.
You know what? Yeah, I don't want to go through this shit right now. Leighton Vander Esch.
Oh, Vander Esch actually is all right.
No, there's some good. There was some talent though. Saquon went number 2. Denzel Ward.
Yeah, Denzel.
Funny.
Solid.
Bradley Chubb. Quentin Nelson, great pickup. Should have been drafted. Probably the best player in the draft.
Yeah, he had a rough year last year though.
Besides Lamar, and then Josh Allen went 7.
Yep, that's what I mean. Josh Allen.
Yeah, and we would have shit on that.
Well, the problem is, like, once again, like he had a
did we shit on that?
I was like kind of weirded out because it was like, wait, why?
Maybe we should go back and look. Yeah, maybe
because I remember, like, I think that was me. That was like that. I'm like, because you see the big arm and you think, oh, okay. I mean, maybe you can develop him. It's like he's the rare project player that actually panned out.
Yeah, I'd actually like to rewatch that and see what our Josh Allen reaction was.
Let's go, UW. Hey, Tree, if the Ravens offered Patrick Queen for Deontay Johnson in a third, they don't seem interested in signing Queen, and DJ might entice Lamar to come down on price. I don't know if they take that because I feel like Deontay Johnson's still a part of their plans, and I think they still have Miles Jack. They haven't cut him yet. And I think they either I want to say they sign another free agent to go with on inside linebacker to replace Devin Bush.
That's a great name, Miles Jack.
Yeah,
it just sounds like the longest jerk session ever.
Miles Jack. It sounds like
the Miles Jack.
You jacked for miles and miles.
For miles and miles on a Greyhound bus from here to New York. All right. Sorry.
And Snuggles Low Googled why the LA Kings have South Park characters on the Jumbotron. It's because the characters of South Park are Kings fans.
Oh.
Go Kings go.
Oh, I guess Matt Parker and Trey Stone.
Yeah, I mean they're from the area. They've grown up there for.
No, they're Canadians. I thought they're Canadians, but they probably.
Well,
live
they've
in
been in California for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
They moved down there.
Damn Canadians always coming into our country, man. These Canadians, man, they're always doing that stuff. They're spreading their maple syrup on us, and then they come and bring their comedy, and they say "a" all the time, and they like that hockey stuff. Oh, they're from Colorado. They're not Canadian.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why they like Casa
I
Bonita.
don't know my Matt Parker and Trey Stones. Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah, they're not Avs fans because they were gone from Colorado.
Not your
by
buddy
then.
friend. All right. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are Colorado. That's the same as Canada. Colorado might as well be Canada. Okay. Weed's legal. And they're, everything is just fine up in Colorado. Everyone's friendly and shit. Colorado. Dodger of Zion. Oh, wait. Riley Welker, right? No. Did you read Tech Matt?
No, I've not.
All right, read that.
Props to my Preds for finally seeing the writing on the wall and selling at the deadline. Watch us still back into the playoffs and get piped by Vegas.
Well, probably, yeah.
I mean, you had to.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a big time. I mean, Poyle stepping down. You're bringing in Barry Trotz.
Yeah. Barry Trotz is coming down from the office, right?
Yeah,
Down to
well,
the bench.
he got fired by the Islanders. They were rumored to want him in Winnipeg as their head coach, and he said no.
Oh.
And I think that's why they probably like, hey, here's a job to promote.
JETS. Riley Welker. The other thing too is that the media said that Willis was a top 5 pick and he went in the 3rd. I really think it is the media. Yeah,
I
they
thought
could be
Willis
the
was
one.
going to go a lot higher.
AR could end up in the 4th round, and everyone's like, "Oh, AR keeps," because they need a storyline, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm the media, wouldn't I hype that up so that I can be like, "Oh yeah, we know that for a fact he's going to drop, but let's hype him up as a 1st rounder so that we can have that camera trained on him every time he gets pissed off that he didn't get picked like they did Aaron Rodgers." It's all drama. It's a show. They're trying to sell ad space.
Well, it's sell ad space, and also the NFL loves themselves a good storyline. They love manufacturing that shit.
Oh yeah, that 1 year is everybody's dying.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this guy's great grandmother died.
That was 2020. That was a fucked up year.
Yeah, that was a year. Gosh,
I like to forget that year happened. I like to forget the bubble year. The bubble year happened because that was just a mess.
That night was the only. Remember how bad it was because
it was remember NFL free agency was the savior because everyone said to delay free agency.
2 months before everything got shut down, so that was the only sports happening that night was the NFL draft because there was no hockey, there was no basketball. That was a dark time.
Yeah,
fuck that. Dodger of Zion, almost tournament time, and she put out 3 cocks.
Lots of cocks.
Yeah, that's what you like, right? Lots of cocks.
No, that's what you like, buddy.
You're a cock lover. Sean Pinkerton says this question is for 5 Tree, and since he a 2K7's a fan, can Chicago get next year's first, a day 2, and a day 3 pick for number 1 overall? Or can they get more? I think it'll be a 1 and a 2 is probably.
It varies on how far they're moving down. Like if it's
they
might get 2 or 3 firsts.
Here's the thing: like they don't have much leverage, right? Yes, they have the first overall pick, but is there a quarterback that's some quarterback hungry?
Bryce Young. I mean, unless like Houston
You're gonna
wants
give
to pull
first
and
a second for Bryce. Well, basically, you're giving a 2nd round pick for Bryce Young because you're trading your first, no matter what, for it. Like, I don't know if he's worth that. I don't know if he's already got a lot of question marks. Bryce Young. You already know that Chicago's not taking him, so unless you think somebody else is going to take, I don't know. I see Stroud being better than Bryce
I can
Young.
see Indianapolis getting desperate and being stupid because Jim Irsay is a clown, but it's just me.
It's clear, though, if you want to win in the NFL, well, maybe not. I don't know. There's many ways to win in the NFL. I was about to say an absolute statement, but then I just backed off because you look at the last 3 Super Bowls, right, or 4 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, homegrown, won 2.
Yeah.
But Matt
Matthew
Stafford
Stafford.
and Tom Brady brought in as mercenaries,
Mhm.
also won. So I guess there's really no formula to winning in the NFL other than having a good defense.
In a way, yeah.
Andrew Meyer, I hope Aaron Rodgers gets traded to the Jets for the mere fact of history nearly perfectly repeating itself with Brett Favre and Rodgers' career.
Yes, that's why too. Brett Favre walked so Aaron Rodgers could run.
Yes. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers can run, and you're probably going to fall
And
into
so
the same traps
Rodgers-
that Brett
Yeah.
Favre had in the Jets.
That's what I'm saying. Rodgers will go to the Jets, and then after that, he'll defraud the people of Chino, California, to build his therapy and wellness center with public funds.
Oh yeah.
So that he can align his chakras. He can build his own darkness retreat.
Oh yeah.
which is a closet in his house. Like, this dude spent money to disappear for 4 days when he could just gone to his bathroom and shut the
Yeah.
door.
Honestly, all you needed to do was just turn off the power. Just go down to your power grid and just turn off the power, and then just let your cell phone die. There you go. You have 4 days in darkness. Speaking of which, one of your spirits just moved past behind you.
Yeah. That's white people in America. They pay to be poor, right?
Oh yeah.
like you can
Yeah,
just go down.
Real
to
men,
the hood.
real men
Right.
just go off the grid. They build their own log cabin up in the middle of nowhere, and then they go into a standoff with the FBI or the ATF. That's what
I'm just
real men
saying.
do.
Like Aaron Rodgers paid money to understand what it was like growing up in a low class, in a lower income house. Like, just go hang out with your cousins, Jeff, and his.
Actually, hang out with your
Power,
family.
where's
Hang out with
right,
your
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Just live with your family. There you go. You're poor.
Morant situation.
What?
Y'all talked about the John Morant situation.
Oh no, we have not talked about the Ja Morant crime.
Ja
syndicate.
Morant. Ja Morant.
Yes. Did you see that video today where they said this is the Ja Morant that you don't see, and he's giving this little girl a pair of sneakers, like his sneakers and stuff, and then the caption said above it, and afterwards he shot her.
No, I didn't.
Who knew Ja Morant was a kingpin of crime?
Ja
He went-
Morant is
He
overcompensating.
just-
That's
he
the
thinks
problem.
He is.
Yeah,
'Cause,
He's
like,
trying to make
he
it
came
big.
off as like
Trying to make it out the NBA.
yeah.
he came off as this like sterling reputation. And suddenly he's going hardball.
His
with,
dad is
like, 9
awesome.
deep.
Yeah, his dad
That's what doesn't
is
make sense.
awesome.
It seems like he's trying to be something he's not, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And the other thing is he went to a private school, which, I mean, lots
Private
of
school, oh dude, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not straight.
But
if you go to
here's
a
the
private
thing, though.
school.
A lot of
you're more in line with Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
yeah, but I don't put much stock in that. A lot of times, what they'll do is they'll give someone underprivileged, like, it doesn't make them a private school kid, even though they attend.
Maybe he got recruited for
private
basketball.
school.
Could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of an unfair knock to him. But the thing is, he made it to the NBA. Like, dude, you don't have to do this. Like,
Exactly. You don't.
like,
I
no
mean,
one
as
is-
I said, he's trying to compensate.
right. No one's
something
putting a
that-
meter on how hard you are in the NBA. You're a millionaire, okay? Like, you're hard. It's already hard enough. You're in the NBA. That's the biggest flex.
Exactly.
On
that
the
too,
planet.
Like, Memphis is
Yeah.
a very rough area
Yeah.
too. So like
Memphis. Mhm.
that's been violent for a long time, and that's the sad part too. Like
Justin Ziegler says one thing to remember with Allen is he had Daboll. Yeah, I mean, they haven't gotten as deep in the playoffs since Daboll left. It's only 1 year of data, but still, I will take credit. David Crunch, I'm surprised that the worst of the NHL are trying to win now. Apparently, no one wants to tank hard for Bedard. That's great. Also, how much copium is Hextall inhaling after saying the Pens can win the cup?
he's just doing that to save his job. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what Lemieux and Burke probably want. This team can't win the cup. They're getting smoked in the first round.
Dude, I'm iffy on the Rangers, and they have a stacked.
The
top
Rangers
18.
bought legitimate weapons at the deadline. You have Vladimir Tarasenko who's doing well. Brought in Patrick Kane. I mean,
Yeah,
he might come back. You have question marks there, but
Blue line, like they need
Like-
Lindgren back. Miller's back now. He was suspended for
The
fucking
Penguins are
spitting
too
on Drew
inconsistent,
Doughty.
and they have no depth. Like they're getting smoked. Like they play Toronto, they lose. They play Boston, they lose. They play Tampa, they're probably losing unless they're in their random I don't give a shit about hockey mode.
I don't
They
think the
play
Pens
Carolina,
could
they
get-
lose. They play
Right.
the Rangers, they lose. They play
Right.
the Devils, they lose. Like they get smoked by a ton of teams. I think they lose to the Islanders too.
Yeah, it's like that one year when the Rangers made the playoffs and the Pens just smoked them in 5 games. It was
In 06
Yeah,
and
No,
16.
no.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, 16. Yeah,
yeah, that cup, yeah, they were just
Matt
dominant. There's
Zuccarello,
nothing you could have done.
Matt Zuccarello was on that team, and they just fucking
Yeah,
they got
that was like the
shit
last
for
of your old window.
that. Yeah, that
I knew
window.
you were done the moment.
I think
like, you
Nash
fell
wasn't
apart.
even out there. St. Louis had
Injury.
retired.
Hey, you had
yeah.
Eric Stahl that year, if I remember correctly.
Yes, we traded for Stahl,
And he didn't
and
do
that
much.
was- no, and then that's when they. I mean, we've already gone through a rebuild in that time period. Like the Rangers were torn down and rebuilt in the last. Well, I mean, I guess a 5-year rebuild is standard, but still, like some teams don't ever recover from that shit. Bulletproof grass. If you are the Falcons, what do you do with this free agency? Do you go for Lamar and ignore pressing issues, or do you fix the defense with picks and Bates? They've already said they're out on Lamar, which is
Yeah.
weird.
It makes.
They would-
I mean, Lamar is not fixing Atlanta right now. They have too many holes.
Okay.
That would make their offense look really good. I mean, you got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Tyler Algier. And I mean, you build that line, you could be something, but then your defense. That's the problem. You have AJ
Just
Terrell,
side
probably
Matt
Jesse
Ryan.
Bates, and then what?
Yeah. You lost Calvin Ridley for gambling. What did they get in return for Ridley?
I think it was like a second round pick.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
Hey, Penguins scored a goal. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
4-2. How much time is left?
Like 19 minutes, 39 seconds.
Mhm.
This is, I mean, the problem is like if the Pens win this game, it's just false hope.
I do
It's
like
like-
this one. What are y'all thoughts on Joe Mixon? I'm not. Apparently, shots were fired at kids playing with Nerf guns or something.
Yeah. The problem is, was it a security team or was it something else?
Something like that. I don't know. He thought they thought they were real guns. Like, dude, don't start shooting until you're shot. Well, I guess whatever. Yeah, apparently it was just outside his house. Like Mixon didn't do
Yeah.
much. Luckily,
pretty
no one
cool to
got
give up.
killed either.
Yeah.
You know, don't go playing with Nerf guns around NFL players' houses.
I mean, he lives in a nice neighborhood. So.
Yeah, that's true. There's probably some white kids. They always have Nerf guns. Noah Smith to end the show. Last super chat, unless y'all want to try to sneak some in there. Have either of you been watching any XFL? I have not. I know that
I've-
Paxton Lynch is in it, and he's terrible.
I watched a little bit of it, but like I know Josh Gordon had a really good game last week, and Paxton Lynch
right.
is still. I mean,
He won.
he's the Christian Hackenberg of the XFL. Remember
Yeah,
when he
he
was in the AAF and he was just bad?
Yeah, it's bad. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess we
Those
should bring in the
Bring in the gang. Bring
bring
in the
in the-
gang.
peanut gallery.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Let's bring in that peanut
Anyways.
gallery. Mr. 5 Points. How long have you been holding your children hostage? And kids, blink twice if you need assistance in getting out.
Oh, hold on. I've got you in my headphones here. Here, say that again.
Well, what I'm going to say is, kids, blink twice if you need assistance in getting out of there.
Dude, we already gave you our warning. That was like the beginning of the stream. Y'all should've-
Exactly. I mean,
y'all should've
that's
been
the problem.
911.
Yeah. Order like a cheese pizza and then just give your address.
All right, here's EA. Oh. Hello.
How'd it-
Whatever you do, son, don't touch the plungers.
They're going in
You don't
more
wanna
on
know where
the
those
head,
are.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he goes 3 deep up this hole. It's not good.
Plungers in the what?
So long as you're not plunging them into those whoppers that Tree had last week, I think you're safe.
Whopper,
But if you
Whopper,
do, always
yeah.
remember, son, Trojan's your best friend.
Oh boy. All right.
No, you.
Not
Listen,
wrong.
No, well,
When- hey,
look,
I
there's a
wanna hear
Whopper Junior shortage out there. You got to create.
If you keep doing it to Whopper Juniors, Chris Hansen's going to want to know your
No, I'm
location,
talking
okay?
about creating Whopper Juniors. I'm
Oh.
not talking about putting it in Whopper Juniors.
Isn't there a
You
lemon
sick
shortage?
fuck.
Isn't there something like a lemon shortage or something?
I don't know. There's a shortage of everything. There's a shortage.
There's a
of,
shortage because the
quality,
lemon party is back in effect. You see.
What
Oh Lord, the lemon.
about
party.
tangerine and lemon? I watched Bullet Train. It was okay. It's okay.
She uses tangerines.
Woof.
All right, we got a show to end. I guess Dodge is not coming in right now. I sent her the invite, but we'll see.
She might be away.
PA, you got any thoughts on the Bears trading the #1 overall pick?
Well, we're going to find out just how desperate and coke-fueled Jim Irsay is these days.
It's
And if
probably
it's
a
not
lot.
him, it may very well be David Tepper.
I don't think
Tepper?
Tepper strikes me as the type to do
I
that.
don't know. I mean, Tepper's more the throw money around type, but we'll see.
Well, if he's the throw money around type, he may also be the pressure's GM to do the work type, too.
Or he might also be the guy that puts a lot of money into Lamar type, but we'll see. I know Carolina said no, but we'll see.
Everybody says no, and then again, everybody's got a price.
Mhm.
Everybody does have a price. Mine is $20. I will do most anything for around 20.
And that's why nobody respects you, Five.
All
I
right.
have not done this for respect. I will tell you that.
Well, I mean, if we were doing this for respect, we failed a long time ago, brother.
There's Dodge.
Here's your $20, Five.
Oh, what do you want? A hand job? I mean,
Yeah, I'll have a nooner, please.
all right. I got. That's it. 20. Okay. What's up, Dodge? You got anything going on? You got a afterburn?
I do. We have a couple of announcements actually. I am doing the afterburn tonight, and I believe you two gentlemen might be joining me for something tomorrow evening. Is that right?
Baseball stream, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. if I can
MLB
make it.
Tarot once again. 30 teams, 30 cards, and we're all going to laugh if I draw the tower for the Pirates.
And the Pens scored again. False hope. Yeah.
Oh, how much time?
Well, it's because bad turnover. It's like 15 minutes left.
And
Oh, you're
one
in
more
Oh,
more
yes.
thing. Sunday at 7:00, I will be doing a live reaction of the NCAA tournament bracket as it is revealed,
Oh,
men's and women's. I'm going to be doing both.
awesome. Awesome. When is that? 10 o'clock?
That'll be Sunday at 7:00.
Okay, that's when the show goes on. I'm out of town, so. Oh, look at that pan on that Logitech.
I set my desk down. My desk does the uppy thing.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
smooth
look at
camera.
you.
I'm a fancy motherfucker.
Yeah.
See, American Industrials is a damn good company to invest in all the time.
American.
American Industrials, baby.
The leaders
Aw.
of the jihad against Wisconsin.
I see
Ouch.
I see a sleepy Monty.
Well,
Indeed, she is asleep. But I do have one cool thing I get to show you,
what's
and what
that?
I've also been working on since
Please
work
do
ended.
don't let it be your balls.
It's not going to be my balls, Jesus Christ.
What is this?
Ooh, vinyl.
I got me some brand new fucking record, man.
Oh,
There
that
you
looks
go.
sweet. What is that?
This is the brand new album by the Gorillaz. This is called Cracker Island.
Ooh.
And
So,
I've been fixing up my
Sounds like
record. I know you're going to make a cracker joke. Get it out of
yes.
me.
Was that what Epstein? Is that the official name of Epstein's Island?
God, no.
no.
Cracker Island.
Because it wasn't just Whitey's on that island, trust me.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, it's full on pink, and I've had to been trying to get my record player running for the last hour, but it's going just. I think that I think the internal amplifier in it's probably going to hell. It is a 30-year-old record player, so
Oh, is it like one of those gramophones, like with the cone and everything? Like,
no, it doesn't have the cone. Here, I'll set the record down. You can see it.
yeah, he's gonna set the record straight.
Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And hey, the Penguins tied it.
Yeah.
What a
Oh
joke.
wow, the Penguins
Columbus
are back
sucked.
in it.
God,
Oh my
the
gosh,
Columbus is so fucking terrible.
Columbus remembered their
They
tanking.
blew a 4-0 lead.
that
This is so
liquid
bad.
Goodness, right there. That's
the
a nice
Penguins-
house you got
eh,
there.
Bring on the false hope.
Yeah, you've never
false
seen
hope
the
is
house
real.
tour, have you?
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
traffic
Oh.
comes on.
And now I raise the
Put
desk
that
back up.
away. Ag, you're. This is a PG-13.
Listen, I know that
Well-
Dodger always hails the cone, but this is a bit too much.
Yes. All right,
Not in
Tree.
5 structured Minecraft server, Ag.
Okay.
Tree. What you got coming out?
Well, I'm working on NHL trade deadline sports ball, so
All
editing
right.
that right now.
I've got a complete breakdown of the boat picture. Like I'm doing a video about the Giants' cursed image. So some interesting stories there. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Thanks, mods, for modding. Thanks, everyone, for enjoying the show. We love y'all. We will see you on Thursday for Clickbait or Tuesday for this show.
Absolutely.
Signing off.
Peace out.
Made it
Night,
to the end of the
Montana.
stream.